Hey YouTube, today we're going to have a look at the black pine, and you can see all the candles. So she's starting to get a lot of candles. So we're just going to try to cut that back, just something easy to keep this energy down. The top is getting thick. A couple of these other ones are getting thick as well. So we just want to balance this all out. So that's what we're going to do today. So it's been a couple of weeks here and I got sick, so I don't know why, but I haven't had the best couple of weeks. It's been pretty bad, so but I think I'm almost recovered, so we're getting there. But some of these things need some attention, so that's what we're gonna do, is we're gonna trim those back. So some of the other bonsais here looking pretty good. Crepe myrtle's coming out. Look at that little guy, so cool. This is ginkgo. Not sure if these are quaking aspens, but we don't know yet.
They are.
They're supposed to be, but we'll see.
They're all aspens.
It's a gardenia. And this is a new one here. This is a hornbeam. My other hornbeam, I don't know what happened to it. It just decided to put its feet up and died. So this one here is the replacement. So we might, it's got really long internode right here, or trunk right here, so we might cut that back. I don't know. You know, we've been doing so much to these bonsais. Sometimes you wonder, you know, you do a little tiny thing to something and then all of a sudden, you know, it just goes belly up. So I don't know if we cut the taproot or when it didn't want to, or we're just trying to figure that all out. So it could have lost percolation, you know, early in the season. So we'll figure it out though. Oh, and the girls want to say hello. Hey girls. Yep. Yeah, I hear you. All right, so let's get this black pine over to the turntable and we'll start trimming it back. All right, be right back.
You can sit it on my planter.
Okay, I can see. Well, this one's going to need to be wired. It's poking over this side here.
No, Penelope. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Come on.
Okay, so looking at this, there's a lot of things that you have to take into consideration. So let me show you. So down here on the bottom, I want to get some of these branches thicker. So we need to let this grow out. So that's gonna, I don't know what happened to its candles, but we'll just let that one grow. We've got one right here. He's starting to go back inside, but it's he can make a pad here. So I'm thinking that we could just let this one here. I'll just cut that, the candle, and leave it there. This one here is coming back. These two, one on each side. So they're going back to that direction. They need to be wired a little bit this way. So they're not as thick. So I might just cut this candle back by a half. This one here, same thing, probably just cut it back by a half. We'll cut this one back full, all the way back down to the bottom of the candle. So that's that branch. Now the next branch over here, he's a pretty thick guy. So maybe just need a little cleaning out and just trim back on this. He's got a nice strong stem there. So we'll leave that to grow. Over here, we've got this branch. It's coming back this direction. So we have to wire that over this way. But we'll cut all his candles back and see if we could get some of that other stuff over there to bud back. Maybe those here. I was thinking about cutting it back here, but 1, 2, we'll see. Well, if we can get this to bud back, then we can cut it back there. This one here, all by itself, by its lonesome. Yeah, he can get cut. This one here is getting long. He's pretty strong. We're gonna want that. Probably have to cut back some of this other stuff here, right here. This one here is missing its candle also. What happened here? Anyway, let's see what we have to do with this one. That can make a nice pad all over here. This one comes from the back side, so we want these to grow out a little bit. So we're going to keep from here, from this point on the trunk down, we're going to try to keep all of the candles to keep those going thick. So now if we get up into this other one here, right there, it's got a lot going on here. Try to thin that out so we can get some air to it. It doesn't have any big candles, but we need to pull some needles. So on that one, we'll pull some needles. This one's getting thick, so yeah, on that one we're gonna have to we'll cut back the candles on this one here. They're getting real thick, so getting a little bit out of proportion. And this one's going backwards, so we'll have to, we want him to be over this side here, so might have to wire him. But yeah, this is the, look at all that. It got all jammed up. Okay. And this one's, it's not bad, but one, two, maybe cut this one out here before that gets too much of a problem. Then I'll leave those two, and then that one's probably going to go to, it's pointing down. Get rid of that one, and maybe this one here. These two, probably gonna wire them out like that. They look good, but this one's going straight up. Have to make a decision here. That's a tough one. Yeah, we might cut this one back and then leave it so that, yeah, I'll probably cut him all the way back to here. Here's another one. So these are all the different kinds of decisions you have to make. But you also have to think forward, because how do you want it to turn out? This one's kind of thick, so he's definitely going to get cut back. I was actually thinking of cutting him back, maybe back here. Not at the candles, but actually back here. Take half of that off, so that can bud back over here. This guy's really strong. I might do the same there. Cut him back halfway. Try to balance that all out. Okay. All right. So, I kind of know what I want to do. So, let me just put this over here.
No getting in the plants.
Yes, girls. Okay, this is one of those areas that's getting real thin, real thick. So we're gonna have to sacrifice some in order to make the rest of the pads. So, or to keep growth actually in there. So we'll take that one out. So what I'm doing is, when I'm cutting candles, I have to decide where to cut it. So what you want to do is you want to cut it right at the bottom, and if I still want, it's kind of all about energy. So this one here is really super strong, the other two are weaker. So sometimes I'm going to be cutting out the center one. So I could do like that, and that'll make these two stronger, and then they could go out. If I don't want the branch to continue on, then I'll cut all three and all the way back. If I want something that, you know, it's not too bad, but I want to balance out the energy, I could cut that one back like that. So just, it's a balance. So, okay. Wow, the chicken was getting a little loud. Okay, here's an example of one that was just way too thick and I didn't want it to continue on. So rather than, you can see the candles are really super, have a lot of energy. I didn't want to just cut the candles because, you know, it would kind of stop it there, but this one here is way too thick. So I had to stop that branch from growing. So I'm going to cut it back to here, and then hopefully it'll start budding back in that area before it. So the other good thing about it is it'll tell me, you know, that I cut this instead of just cutting the candles. It'll tell me later. So what might happen is if it starts to get too thick and too bushy, then, or too thick up here, I might just take that whole branch off. And then, you know, but what I'm trying to do is cut it so. Okay. All right, let's have a look and see. So we got some air in there now. Got candles all taken back. So about ready where we want everything. Still trying to follow our design. So some of these might go. But we've got it, you can see. So it's looking good. Got it thinned out. Get some air down into there. There we go. Okay, well, thanks for watching, and please subscribe. I'd appreciate it. And you know, I do appreciate all my viewers so far, and hope to get some more. Tell your friends. So apparently bonsais are the fast rising trend now. So everybody's, I guess, you know, had enough of the pandemic, enough of, they're sick of being sick, and so everybody's, you know, doing stuff to, you know, find your own inner peace and whatever, your zen, whatever you want to call it. But it's a neat hobby, and I get into it. Just wish my friend was still here to teach me more, but it is what it is. So yeah, all right guys, well, appreciate it. Thank you, and have a great day.